have been around since before the dinosaurs. They're one of the oldest plants on the planet. There's over 12,000 different varieties of ferns. There's over 800 different varieties of maidenhairs. We do about 250 different varieties. I've seen them growing on the edge of glaciers. So it's literally sticking out the edge of the ice in a glacier to the tropics in North Queensland. If they've been around for a few million years, they've found fern spore, which is the brown stuff that falls off. If anyone's got really good eyesight, you'll see the dust come off that. That's the spore. They found that spore in jet streams at 30,000 feet. Some of the spore will stay viable for 3 to 4 years. So it can drift around until it finds a spot to land, and that's where it grows. So I'll do a bit more of the background of ferns, and then we'll go into why they're so easy to grow. If they've been around for that long, obviously they're easy to grow. Okay? Why is it so hard to grow? And why is it when you talk to someone that is a friend of someone, they have one under the tank stand and they can't kill it? Why is that? And why is it always someone else? Why can't it be me? 90%, or the majority of these that die, is from bad watering techniques. The ones that keep growing under the tank stand is usually because the tank's dripping on it and it's getting just the amount of water it wants. How come you see ferns growing outside of a building on a brick wall and you can't grow them in a pot where you want to grow them in a pot? It's because normally they're getting the right amount of water that they want. So most ferns, and I'll talk about the maidenhairs because they're probably the most delicate. And this will actually apply to all of your pot plants. It's just the window for watering these at the right time is shorter than most others. So most pot plants die from bad watering techniques. Most pot plants outside a house die from not enough water. Most pot plants inside a house die from too much. Tell me, who's got a group of pot plants and they might have a dozen, they might have 2 dozen, they might have 3 dozen. They've got them all on the back veranda or the front patio or in the bush house, and they know when this plant here dries out, or one plant in their group of pot plants dry out, they go and water. Come on, put your hands up. Come on, put your hands up. Because I tell you what, you know, that plant dried out, so it needs watering, so I've got to go water. So, this plant here and this plant are in the same size pots. They're in the same bush house, and you decide this plant dried out, so we need to water. What do you think is going to happen to this plant? He gets watered too. Then what happens? He dies. It takes about 3 months to drown a plant. I reckon it's a fairly slow, painful death. But luckily, they've never proven plants have feelings. So it probably takes about 3 months to drown a plant because you only gradually drown it. So you gradually kill the root system off from the bottom. So if we go back to understanding how and when to water, it'll make it easier for you. So this pot is in a potting mix that holds 50% water. Now your average potting mix holds about 20% water. Your cheap potting mixes hold about 10% water. So just say, go to a 6-inch pot. This pot here holds a litre of potting mix, which is the average 140ml pot. So the average pot you buy from the nursery holds a litre of potting mix. So if it holds 50% water, it can hold 500ml of potting mix. So just picture that. An average potting mix, so your tree and shrub potting mix, will hold about 20%. So it holds that much water. That means that that plant has that much water available to it. Okay? a cheap potting mix that only has that much water available. It's outside on the patio in a lot of light. It's also getting a lot of breeze over the plant. The plant's actively growing because it's got the light. The breeze is drying the pot plant out. The evaporation rate's high. So it might be using its reservoir of water every day. So it's outside doing it. The weather changes. We go from a westerly blowing and a sunny day to an overcast, dull week of showers. Plant stops growing because it's gone dull, there's no light, so it stops growing. There's no evaporation because it's raining. It might only need watering once every 10 days once that changes. So exactly the same plant, in exactly the same position. The weather changed and it went from needing watering every second day to once every 2 weeks. Now, I'm going to really put you off having a pot plant for you. We'll take that plant from out on the veranda because no one looks at it, and we'll put it in the corner on top of the telly. Because the only place anyone looks at it. So it's in the back corner of the lounge room on top of the telly. Now over there, it's been a nice sunny couple of months, so you've been watering it every second day out on the veranda. You bring it inside, you put it on top of the telly, and you water it every second day. What's the first thing that happens? No, the telly blows up. Because it takes 3 months to drown it. So your telly blows up first. So you take it off the telly and you put it beside the telly because you replaced it with a new plasma screen. It was a ploy. So you put it beside the telly, you keep watering it every second day because you got into that habit of watering outside every second day. And those plants outside still need watering every second day because you've got the big plant out there in the little pot and it needs watering every second day. So you water everything every second day. And after about a month, this is starting to go brown. You think, oh, stupid fern, I hate ferns. I'm never going to buy another fern again. This plant is gradually dying because the root system's rotting from the bottom up. Alright? In the bathroom, you go in there, you put it in there, the light's different again. You put it in the kitchen, the light and temperature's different again. So does that make sense?